I.S.U.P.K.
We're the I.S.U.P.K. We started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. You understand? We're not affiliated with no other group, no religious denomination, no other Israelite group, or nothing like that. And it's not of the I.S.U.P.K. It's not of the truth. You understand? And everyone saw what went down over in Dayton, Ohio. That white boy going up and shooting up those so-called Negroes. Saw what went up over in El Paso. You understand? With that so-called white boy went up and shot up those Hispanics in that Walmart. You understand? You see what's going on to the Hispanics and the borders of these ICE raids? You want to know why these are going on? You want to know why the Lord's allowed, why this is happening right now? That's happening right now because of the Christian church. Right. You understand? These ICE raids where all brothers and sisters are getting deported is because of the Christian church. Right. The reason we can't go into our own communities and they're getting shot up by the so-called white man is because our civil rights leaders. That's right. You understand? That's why. Because we have leaders like Malcolm X. We have leaders like Martin Luther King. And that's why we can't even be safe in our own communities. You understand? That's why we have the so-called white man coming up and pulling us over on the side of the streets and then murdering us at the same time. Right. And because our civil rights leaders made us join a nation we should be separate with. You understand? Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 11. Baba Gashar. That's the whole point of the matter, is that our black leaders, our civil rights leaders, they forsook us. You understand? They turned their backs on what they should be standing for, which is our people, and they want to go join the so-called white man. They want to go join these other nations, and through that, death is brought upon our land. You understand? Destruction, poverty, sorrow, and despair is what we live with in America because our civil rights leaders want to go make peace treaties with the so-called white man. Want to go join into their religions, join into their democracy, trying to make their government our government. You understand? Read.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went out of Israel.
Say what?
In those days went there out of Israel.
You understand? In those days went out of Israel, meaning the tribes of the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Wicked men.
Say what?
Wicked men.
Righteous men.
Wicked men.
Religious leaders.
Wicked men.
You understand? In those days came out of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, wicked men. Go ahead.
Who persuaded many.
Who did what?
Persuaded many.
Who persuaded many, meaning that led astray a whole ton of people. Go ahead.
Saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
They say what?
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
You understand? Our so-called civil rights leaders, and quote, Martin Luther King, went and made a covenant with the heathen. When he went and made agreements and promises with the so-called white man. You understand? In the civil rights movement in the 1960s, Martin Luther King went and joined the so-called white man. He had us give all our money to the so-called white man, had us give all our businesses to the so-called white man, and now in 2019, you see the west side of Chicago is the ghetto. You understand? And in this ghetto, we own nothing. You understand? We got Arabs selling us furniture. We got the so-called white man selling us clothes. We got the East Indians selling us gas. And they're all selling us everything that we should own in our own communities. You understand? But because of our civil rights leaders and Martin Luther King and our wicked leaders, we don't have nothing no more. You understand? Because our civil rights leaders are wicked men. Our leaders of now are wicked men. You understand? T.D. Jakes, sorry to tell you, he's a wicked man. You understand? Your pastor, your deacon in the Christian church is a wicked man. Your entertainers, wicked men. And guess where they all learned it from? The civil rights leaders. You understand? The ones that forsake our people to go join us to the other nations, that's where it came from. You understand? Read.
That are round about us.
That are what?
Round about us.
You understand? Our leaders in America, all the way back to the civil rights leaders, they decided to go join the so-called white man. The ones that are round about us, living around our communities. The ones that are influencing our communities, that are policing our communities, our civil rights leaders decide to go join, make promises with. And now because we made promises with the other nations, we don't have no law enforcement on our side.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
For what?
For we have had much sorrow.
Because our civil rights leaders, they see the treasure cities in America. You understand? They see the greatness of this place. And what they did, they wanted to join upon the people that built up this place, which is the so-called white man. And now we got to be like him to be great. You understand? To be rich, we got to grow up and sell drugs. We got to be rich like that, don't we? Because that's how the white man got rich. Through the CIA and Ronald Reagan. Through selling drugs. Now our people believe we got to go sell drugs to do great things. You understand? Now, our young and beautiful women got to go think that they got to go through the strip club to get rich. Go through pornography to get famous. To get any type of clout or any type of social status, they got to go do all these abominable things that the Lord said don't do. You understand? Go lie. Go steal. Go pillage. Go rape. You understand? You just saw it. You understand? Our brothers and sisters out here going to gangbang against each other to get a little bit of bread. Which that little bit of bread, that's just scraps in the white man's community. You understand? We're murdering each other on the streets of Chicago for $400, $500, a dime bag, an ounce, and all these type of things, acting like that's big bread. You understand? When the white man gets big bread, it's $500,000 at a time. You understand? When the white man goes and does it, he's making sure his bank account changes figures. But we go gang against each other, and we get little dime bags. We get $10, $20, maybe a couple $100, and we think we're doing something. You understand why? Because the white man, we can't live up to how the white man is. We can't become the greatest murderer on the earth. We can't pass the white man up. We can't pass the so-called white man up when it comes to thievery. We can't do it. Why? Because he's the greatest at it. You understand? Any more on that? Drop that. Give me Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 25. Baba Gashar. Let us know his past. You understand? That's the whole point of the matter, is that we want to believe and we want to make covenants and promises and agreements with the so-called nations that are oppressing us. We want to go join the white man. Why would we go join the so-called white man when the only reason you're here over here in the poverty is because of the so-called white man? You're going to join the same one that murders you in the streets? Talk about, oh, love, God loves everybody. You want to know what kind of mental disease that is? It's called Stockholm Syndrome. You understand? The so-called white man is the one that forced you into slavery. The so-called white man is the one that rapes and pillages your communities. And this is the man you want to join? You understand? If you did not know, the so-called white man is our natural born enemy. You understand? And that's what God says, is that we should not even try to join up onto this people. Because this people, the so-called white man, he's not even considered a human being unto the Lord. What the so-called white man is considered is a beast. You can't join unto a beast. You can't make peace with a lion. Can you make peace with a wolf? No, you can't. The white man is a beast, just like a lion. just like a wolf. So how do you expect to go and make peace with him? You understand? That's the whole point of the matter. Read.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said.
Say what?
I have heard what the prophet said.
You understand? The Lord hears what these prophets say. Go ahead.
That prophesy lies in my name.
That you what?
Prophesy lies in my name.
There's no always pass. Go ahead.
I have heard what the prophets said. That prophesy lies in my name.
You understand? The Lord hears these Christian pastors. The Lord hears all these religious leaders. The ones that we deem as real prophets of God, He hears what they say. And guess what He said they said? They're saying lies in the Lord's name. You understand? That whole philosophy that Martin Luther King wanted to teach, that we got to come together, join hand in hand with the so-called white man, that's a lie in the Lord's name. You understand? What your pastor says, that God loves everybody, that's a lie in the Lord's name. You understand? Christianity is a lie. Islam is a lie. Being a Catholic is a lie. All these different religions and all these different religious factors that we want to go believe in and give our faith to and our hope to, it's all lies. It's all propaganda. You understand? It's all a different way to make sure we keep shooting each other in the streets. It's all different ways to make sure we keep slinging all these drugs. You understand? That's the whole point of these religious groups, is to make you not accountable for the wickedness you do. You understand? Why? Because the so-called white man, he's the greatest wickedness on the earth. You understand? And through his religions, we have become just like him. You understand? We want to go shoot people down in the streets. You realize the white man's not the only one driving these CPD cruises. It's our so-called brothers and sisters doing it as well. Why? Because they picked up on the philosophy of Christianity under the teachings of Martin Luther King, which teach us to go fight in America. Fight for what we fight for the religions and the democracy and the government of the place we live in. You understand? And now because we do that, we have become just as wicked. Doing the same wicked things the so-called white man does. So then when you try to even speak up against it, he's like, all right, you being a hypocrite. You understand? Because black people have become hypocrites. All these black leaders that say, all right, well, we got to do this, we got to do that. Where were you? Where were you when El Paso shooter went and shot up that Walmart? Where were our black leaders? Where were they? Where were our Hispanic leaders over in El Paso? Or in Ohio? Where were they? Where were all our black and Hispanic leaders during those ICE raids? Where? They were over there sleeping in their houses, doing whatever they want to do with all their millions. With their white friends. With their white counterparts. That's where they were. You understand? And it all stems from that nonsense that Martin Luther King decided to preach upon our people. Equality. You understand? Integration. That's what Martin Luther King taught us. And that religion right there, that belief is in our minds so heavy. You understand? Breathe.
Say, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Saying what?
I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
You understand? What was Martin Luther King's dream? What did he say? What did Martin Luther King say during his speech? He said, what?
I have a dream. I have a dream. I have dreamed.
You understand? Martin Luther King's speech started off with this. I have a dream. Martin Luther King's dream went like this. I have a dream. I have dreamed that little black boys and little white girls can hold hands down the streets of America. That's what Martin Luther King said out of his own mouth. You understand? But you go into the Bible, you see what Martin Luther King said was lies. Why? Because God never ordained that topic. The Most High never ordained Martin Luther King to go out and speak in his name. You understand? Martin Luther King is a false false prophets. The integration doctrine is nonsense unto the Lord. And that's why we have white people going up and shooting up Walmarts. Because we want to bring them into our communities. That's why you have a Boston bomber. Because you have white people living with you in Boston. You understand? That's why you have white people shooting up Dayton, Ohio. Because you want to integrate yourself with the so-called white man. You want to join hand in hand with the biggest terrorist on this earth. You understand?
Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies?
Read one more time.
How long shall this be in the heart of the prophet?
How long shall Martin Luther King's dream be in the hearts of the prophets? Meaning, how long is this integration bull, this nonsense, going to be in the Christian church's mouth? How long are you, these deacons and pastors and priests, going to keep speaking about integration? How long are we going to say keep joining the white man? Who's fighting his military? How long? You understand? Why is this going to even be a topic anymore? Why? Read.
That prophesy lies. Yeah, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
You understand? All these Christian pastors, all these deacons, they're all preachers that teach out of their own heart. You understand? They teach lies on the Bible. You want to open up this book and you say, God loves everybody, you just stinking lying, man. You open up this book, you say, God, or everyone please read, God loves everybody and Christ died for the world. That's a goddamn lie. You understand? But why do we teach that right now? Because Martin Luther King, in his speeches, in his teachings, they dwell in our minds. They have imprinted themselves on our souls. Now we go around loving the so-called white man, and he's the one that's killing us down in the streets. We want to go around and go love all these other nations that are extorting our people, that are robbing us of everything and every bit of sense of morality we might have had. You understand? Read.
Verse 27. Which think to cause my people to forget my name.
They do what?
To forget my name.
You understand? The Christian church and all these religious factors, they teach us to forget the Lord's name. You understand? They give us that little white boy Jesus. You understand? That little white boy with the long stringy hair and blue eyes. That's who they have us pray to and worship in the Christian church every Sunday. You understand? But when you actually open up this book, you find out that Jesus Christ is a nigga like you and me. You understand? You find out that the Most High, God in heaven, is a nigga like you and me. You understand? But because of Martin Luther King's dream, because of Christianity, you believe that he's a so-called white boy. Why? Because Christianity is a religion of the so-called white people. You understand? Christianity has nothing to do with the Negro, has nothing to do with Hispanic or Native Indian. It was the tool, Christianity was the tool to enslave the Negroes, the tool to enslave the Hispanics. And now because we're enslaved to the religion of Christianity, we die in Walmart under the white man's foot, under the white man's military might. You understand? Read.
To forget my name by their dreams which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name of Baal.
You understand? Because our civil rights leaders, they forgot the Lord's name because they wanted to go serve Baal. I mean, they wanted to go serve another God. Martin Luther King loved white people and hated black people. You understand? That's the whole reason of his speech. He said out of his own mouth, he wanted little black boys and little white girls to hold hand in hand with each other. Why would he say that? Why? Because ever since Martin Luther King was knee-high, he saw those little white women. And he wanted them. He wanted to lay in the beds with them. He wanted to hold hands with them. He wanted to have sex with them. That's what he wanted. So what he did was, he made sure that us, as being so-called Negroes and Hispanics, gave the so-called white man everything we had. So he had the possibility and the chance to be with a white woman. You understand? The same white women that we were murdered over by looking at, the same white women that threw rocks at us, the same ones he wanted to marry. You understand? That's the whole point of the matter, is that the leaders that we have ordained and we made idols over us are the ones that have been teaching us lies the most. You understand? The ones that we put faith into, our hope into, and pray to every day in the Christian church on Sunday are the same ones that are at the root of the problems that we have in the ghetto. At the root of the problem that we have on the west side of Chicago. You see all these drugs, you see all this filth stacking up over here? That's because our religious leaders have forsaken this side of the city. You understand? There's a Christian church on every other block in America, in every metropolis in America. Every city, there are blocks full of Christian churches. 15 in a 1 mile radius, and you're telling me that Christianity is fixing us? Really? You're going to tell me Christianity is what's helping us in the ghetto when there's a Christian church on every block? Well, if that's the case, then this streets of Chicago should be made of gold if Christianity is the way to go. You understand? We have this many Christian churches and there's this much death in the ghetto. There's this much death in our communities, but Christianity is the way to go. Because God loves everybody, huh? Well, if God loved everybody, why did not 22 people get shot in El Paso, Texas? Why? Why? If God loves everybody, why did that white boy go up and shoot up that event with that garlic fest over in Dayton, Ohio? Why? If God's with everybody and loves everybody. You want to know what? The whole point of the matter is that God does not love everybody.
We want